Sierra here, and I just got back from taking my 2 young adult daughters on a week's vacation to Costa Rica. It was our first time experiencing the Pura Vida, and we had a blast. And this is a vlog of our time there.
Hey guys, so we're in the airport right now. We're in an airport in an unknown area, going to an unknown place where there'll be...
Are you doing sign language?
No, we have snacks. We're going to Costa Rica. It's gonna be very exciting, very warm, tropical.
We just made it to Denver. It's midnight, and we get to spend the next 6 hours here. Both of us don't have any room in our suitcases because we brought food for Helena because she gets hungry. Wait, she gets hangry. Cordelia, what are you... Okay, hello.
I'm with a suitcase.
Cordelia, what are you most looking forward to in Costa Rica?
I'm looking forward to our hike for the waterfall, and I'm hoping that we'll see some sloths.
Helena, what are you most looking forward to?
I am looking forward to the beach and tanning.
What is the UV going to be in Costa Rica? Oh, 11. We made it to Costa Rica. 16 hours of flight time. Wait, 16 hours of travel. We weren't flying the whole time.
Costa Rican beer.
We just got
arrival.
We just got into our shuttle and they're giving us Imperial Costa Rican beer. Wait, why is my accent German?
I'm not sure.
So this is delicious, and I don't know if it's because we're so hot and we've been traveling for 17 hours or because it's really that good. But Cordelia pointed out an interesting difference, which is what?
You can drink in the vehicle here, but you can't do that in America.
I don't know if you can, or we just are. We made it to Tamarindo and toured our adorable Airbnb. This is so cute. Place had 2 bedrooms. The girls had to share bunk beds. Of course, I got my own bed. And then it was time to empty our suitcases of all of the snacks for Helena that we put out on a designated snack shelf in the kitchen. We changed our clothes and then we were off to explore the grounds of our condo unit and try and catch the sunset. But first we had to figure out what was making this adorable plastic chicken bird sound. Where are they? Okay, yes, we are easily distracted. Okay, back to trying to walk downtown to get to the beach for sunset. And we made it! Isn't it beautiful? Here we are on Tamarindo Beach, just as the sun is setting and people are gathering in the restaurants.
Are you liking this apartment?
I love it. We waded out into the water and couldn't believe how warm it was. Nothing like the Pacific Ocean that we're used to going into. And then we were hungry, so we headed into Tamarindo right on the beach for beachside dinner and drinks.
My legs are so itchy.
We couldn't figure out why everyone's legs were so itchy. More on that later. But it was neat watching them set up for the nightly free fire show.
I've been fat in days. Cheers. I've been eating snacks.
The party at the railing left, and we traded our seats so that we got front row seating for the fire show. Little did we know, the whole time we were being bitten alive by sand fleas. How many bites did you get?
You know, at first I thought there were none, but after looking at my legs more, maybe 10.
I think I got 13 bites at dinner. Little sand fleas. Not sponsored, but this is the best thing ever. Our Airbnb was on the 3rd floor, and right above it on the 4th floor was a private outdoor terrace featuring a hammock. And in our family, the older sister has to sit on top of the younger sister anytime there is a hammock. Does this happen in your family too? We really love being on that high terrace and enjoying the view. We said goodnight to the neighbors, and then we were off to bed. We picked up some amazingly ripe and delicious papaya at the Super Compro and some other necessities like tequila. Ate our breakfast out on the terrace with that gorgeous view that we were growing to love. Clarification, we did not have the tequila for breakfast, in case there was any confusion there. We headed down to the beach, but first we had to pose for some photos and check them.
Wait, that lighting actually cooks.
After about a 5-minute walk down an alleyway, we found ourselves back on Tamarindo Beach, Playa Tamarindo, and the waves were gorgeous, the water was warm, there was hardly anyone on the beach at all. It was a perfect day. What do you think of the beach in Tamarindo, Helena?
I love it. No rocks, and it's really warm. It's pretty.
This was a Tuesday, but we basically had the beach to ourselves, and it felt like a little bit of paradise. What's your favorite part about the Costa Rican beach?
I love that the waves are so gentle. You don't feel like you're getting knocked off your feet. They come crashing down. They're not huge. They're very manageable. The beach is super soft. You can walk out a really gradual and incline. It's just really nice.
After a few hours in the sun, we said goodbye to the horses that were waiting on the sand to be ridden on the beach and stopped by the Tamarindo sign at the skate park to take a photo. Here it is. Isn't it beautiful? And then we got dressed for dinner at the roof, which is on the 4th story above the Super Compro and offers the most gorgeous views of the city of Tamarindo and the beach and the sunset. Because we got there a little bit early, we got seating right on the rail and we were able to watch the sunset and stand up and take a ton of photos. And we just had a great pizza dinner there. Really enjoyed the view and being away from the sand fleas, which kind of traumatized us from the day before.
Just so you know that this vlog is going to be playing.
After dinner, we did some more exploring downtown and came across El Mercadito, which looked like a food court that we were going to have to check out later in the week. It looked really fun. There was a place to get arepas. What are arepas? We're going to have to figure out what those are. And there was a poke place that must have been good because it had a feline customer waiting patiently. I made the girls pose for a photo in the street before a car hit them, and then we had ice cream.
What flavor did you get?
I got pineapple basil.
What flavor did you get?
Hazelnut.
And I got cocoa.
It was such a nice warm night being out with so many people on the street. I made the girls take one more photo in front of a different Tamarindo sign, and then we had to go to bed because we had to get up early.
It's 6:30 in the morning. Where are we going?
We are going to Rio Celeste, the Sloth Sanctuary.
This is gonna be the fruit.
Our personal guide, Graven, stopped along the way to show us how cashews grew. This is actually the fruit of the cashew nut, and the cashew is there at the bottom.
So when you eat it, it's gonna burn your skin.
Oh, wow.
You have to be careful because cashew is in the same family of poison ivy.
Oh.
So you have to be careful. No. Like that is most of the time what is important, or what people do, is we collect this.
That's the cashew nut?
That's, yes, inside of here.
Oh, wow.
But in the whole process, just to get a little sick.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Wow, that's crazy.
That nice man who approached us on the side of the road offered us a free bag of mangoes. They were overly ripe and he was probably going to have to toss them, but we were super happy to have them and I gave him a few dollars. It was about a 2.5-hour drive from Tamarindo to the Rio Celeste Park entrance, and it was fun to see the volcanoes and then watch the terrain gradually grow more mountainous and green and lush. When we got to the park, the first thing that we saw was an eyelash snake, which are poisonous but gorgeous.
What's the name again?
Eyelash. You can see have a kind of eyelash.
Oh, yeah.
This was both the girls' first time and my first time being in a rainforest, and we loved taking in all the lush greenery. And while it was peaceful and serene, it certainly was not quiet.
Oh, cicada. So loud.
Cordelia loves taking pictures of plants, especially Monstera, and Helena loves taking pictures of her sister. Aw, aren't they sweet? After about a half an hour of walking, we began the descent down to the Rio Celeste Waterfall, which was 251 steps, I counted. That wasn't so bad. It was more thinking about coming back up. But when we saw it in the distance and that beautiful aqua color, we thought there's no way we're not going down to see that. We kept stopping for photos and videos along the way, and it just got more and more beautiful the closer we got to it. It's okay. You can wave, Helena. Okay, here's proof that I was there too. I turned the camera around. We took lots of photos, but of course had to wait our turn with all of the other tourists that were also photographing the beautiful blue waters. And everyone was very polite, and it just took a few minutes to get our space against the railing there. This truly was one of the most beautiful waterfalls I've ever seen, and it was so worth the hike. At this point, we could have turned around, but we decided to keep going and saw a little friend.
Montezuma, Tenorio 1 and Tenorio 2.
And then, of course, as rainforests are apt to do, it started raining. While the rain dampened our clothing, it certainly did not dampen our spirits. See what I did there? And we were happy to just keep going. We saw another little eyelash snake, and then the most fascinating geological feature, which was where the water obtained its blue color. And you can see on the left, it starts out as normal river water. And then when the two rivers meet to form the Celeste River, it produces a my scattering, which means the particles are suspended and it creates that crazy blue turquoise color. So it's just fascinating to see where the rivers meet and the water actually changes color. I love this bridge with that turquoise water underneath. It was so picturesque. And even though it was still raining and we were still wet, we just didn't care. We stopped at another little pond where you can see it goes from clear to turquoise waters. And then on our way out of the park, we saw...
You can see there's one out here. They make a really funny sound.
Could you guess what that was? That was a toucan in the trees. We went to El Sabor de Doña Carmen for lunch, and while we were waiting for our food, we visited the attached Jardín de Mariposas, or butterfly garden, featuring beautiful blue morpho butterflies sucking on plantains and bananas. The attendant showed us how the lighting really affects how the wings appear. I thought that was fascinating. And she explained that they only live 3 to 4 weeks, and so often they will make jewelry out of the animals that they find that have expired, but they're not purposefully expiring them. They just don't live that long. I think both Cordelia and Helena liked it, but maybe Cordelia liked it more. I actually did have one land on my hat. I think because my hat was green, it matched the surroundings.
Oh my gosh, it's on her.
It's on her. Do you not see that?
I literally am blind. Open your... Oh, its wings are open. Whoa. Mom, turn your head just a little bit.
Towards you?
No, away from me. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. You're living your best life.
Our traditional meal of plantains, rice and beans, and fish was ready, and we enjoyed it. Helena tried rice pudding for the first time.
There's a map.
And then we were off to the Sloth Sanctuary. We were really hoping to see a sloth, but the first thing we saw was pink bananas called Barbie bananas.
This is the Barbie banana.
Barbie banana. That's awesome.
And then we saw another eyelash snake. We were seeing these all over. It was hard to believe that these were venomous when everyone acted so casually around them, but I guess they just don't really bother humans. It was really neat to walk through the nature preserve, and I guess sloths are easier here to spot because the trees aren't quite as tall. So we were really hoping we would find one, but first we saw the cutest little critter on a leaf. We didn't really know what it was until his legs came out and he started walking around, and we could see he was a beautiful red-eyed tree frog. I just thought he was the coolest thing to look at. His coloring and the way he moved, I could have watched him all day. I felt like I was in my own National Geographic moment. Then we saw a cicada shell that had been shed. Ew, gross. They were so loud. The sound was almost deafening. And then Graven saw him, a little juvenile baby sloth. Look at him go. He's so cute. We stopped and stared for a really long time. And no, I am not slowing this down. This is really how slow he moves. And also you're welcome, because there was like 30 minutes of footage of this sloth, and I'm cutting it down quite a bit. So you're not having to watch 30 minutes of it, but maybe just watch for a minute, because look how cute he is. Oh my gosh, I want to cuddle him. This shows how close in proximity we were to him. There he is up in the tree right there. Hey, baby. After the sloth, we saw angel bees, which are bees that don't sting but still produce honey that can be used for consumption and medicinal purposes. Then we also saw a set of bats that were hanging out and sleeping during the day, and they'll of course come out at night because they're nocturnal. We walked further along down the path and then saw where cocoa beans were being grown, of course used for chocolate. And then we also saw coffee beans being grown, all our favorite things. Of course, coffee beans being used to produce coffee. And then hidden in the bushes of a tree in the distance, we saw another sloth. They called this one a juvenile as well, just hanging. And they said he was relaxed and could hang that way for several hours to the better part of the day, and you could see him kind of turning around, but he didn't really move the whole time we were there. Then we saw a basilisk lizard, which is specially known for being able to run across water. They gave us some pineapple and watermelon, and then we were on our way back to Tamarindo with a quick stop at a super fun souvenir shop. They were actually blowing glass to make little tiny souvenir animals, and it was fun to watch them for a little bit. And then we were back on our way and stopped to see a family of monkeys on the side of the road on our way back. Cordelia was fascinated by the Brahman cows we saw, which were quite unlike our fat dairy cows.
So, are you gonna bring your ID?
I always bring my ID because if I die while I'm out, they have less trouble identifying the body.
That's not the right word.
Yep, we decided to hit the clubs on Wednesday night. First stop was Sharky's. And then we went to the White Lotus. It was fun to see how they used the lasers and lighting to make a little light show in the club, but then it was off to Kinky's for the 11 o'clock drag show. So what did you think of your first drag show?
I can't hear anything. Yeah.
We ended the night at Rumors, which actually seemed to have the most people there, and we had the most fun, so we stayed there the longest. Helena even had her first little mini salsa dance lesson. I think she kept up pretty well. He was pretty fast. If you're enjoying this content, would you please take a quick moment and subscribe to my channel or hit the like button, or both if you're feeling ambitious? Thanks so much. It means a lot to me when you do that and really helps my videos be seen more. Back to the vlog. After Cordelia's agonizing decision about which sloth shot glass to purchase, we boarded a tender to go out to a catamaran to spend the afternoon and evening on a cruise. We found a spot on the top of the boat and helped ourselves to the pina coladas that they were making with fresh pineapple, and sat back to enjoy our cruise out to our destination. The UV was like 8, so they had to take advantage, of course. When we got to our stopping point after about an hour or so of cruising, some of the people got out and went snorkeling. We did go in the water and just kind of swam around. And then, of course, we all took turns jumping off the side of the boat because that was fun.
Wait, no, I'm scared.
Like,
Are you recording?
yeah.
Oh! Woo! She did it. Yeah! Oh my god, I think I missed it.
Then there was a photo shoot taking place.
Thanks, Mom.
Then there was another photo shoot taking place. Played really fun music on the way out and the way back, and we were hoping for a beautiful at-sea sunset, but as it got closer to that 5:45 mark, it just seemed cloudy and that we weren't going to have the sunset we were hoping for. And then all of a sudden, right before sunset, it emerged from the clouds and created the most beautiful backdrop for us. So we were truly able to get that sunset cruise experience we were hoping for. While we were waiting for the tenders to take people into shore and just kind of parked in the bay there, we were enjoying dancing and listening to the music and watching the sunset and the colors of the sky turn. And I noticed off in the distance that some of the clouds were turning electric with a thunderstorm that was happening at that time. I thought it was so cool to watch the cloud erupt in light, and as it got darker, it got easier to see the light because it was contrasting against the dark sky. And then it was our turn finally to take the tender back to shore. We quickly showered and changed, and then it was off to the Thursday night market.
Oh, you guys are leaving? Where's he?
Right behind you.
Every Thursday night, local vendors come out and residents and tourists come to enjoy the music and food, and the vibe was so fun and so entertaining. And we tried Nutella donuts, as you can see here. We browsed but didn't end up buying any souvenirs, but we did enjoy the most amazing Venezuelan chicken. If you see that dish, buy it. It was amazingly delicious. Actually, all the chicken here has been really good. Next stop, Maria Juana's. I thought that was a really cute name. I'm a sucker for live music, so I always love to hear a band play. We ordered some drinks, and I opted for the national drink of Costa Rica, which is the Guaro Sour. Then we ordered fried plantains with dipping sauces. What do you think?
Good.
It's breakfast on the patio. I mean, the UV's already 7, so gotta get those raisins right away. We headed back to Tamarindo Beach, but this time we were a little further north, and it was certainly a lot busier up there. I went to the surf school area where a lot of people were learning to surf with the intention of trying to book a surfing lesson for us for tomorrow. We noticed the waves were a lot higher and stronger over here, partly because of where we were on the beach, but also because the full moon was tomorrow. So I just walked to the end of the beach to book our surfing lessons because I thought it'd be better than booking online. And they just told me, go book online. So, lesson for anyone watching this, just book it online. There were a lot more vendors on this end of the beach. You could get a massage, you could get mango salad, you could rent a chair for the day, get a cocktail. We walked further south towards where we were the other day and found a pretty open space on the beach, although today was Friday and it was just getting a little bit busier as we were heading into the weekend. But we still had a wonderful time enjoying the sand and the water and the waves. Ellen is trying to teach us how to do the kissy face pose. I think I got it. We stopped by the Super Compro for some lunch items and then took a dip in the pool at our Airbnb.
Okay, this is our third form of plantain. First was boiled. Second was, what was the second one we had? Panatones? No, that's not right.
Yeah, panatones.
Panatones. And then now we have plantanitos. These might be my favorite. I don't know. The ones last night were good too.
So these are the frijoles rojos, and you just squeeze them out of the bag. And we're gonna cook these up. They're all over the grocery store.
It actually looks like a poo
It looks
happening.
like dog food.
It kind of smells like dog food.
I think it's gonna be delicious. So we just bought a guava and then realized it's a papaya. Wait, we just bought a, yeah, that's the right thing. Okay. After getting hyped up, we raced by the skate park, which was the busiest we had seen it yet that week, to the downtown area to see if we could make it in time for sunset. And we were just in time. The sky was alive with the colors. Look, it's pulsating in the back. There was a mariachi band playing music on the sand, and it seemed like the whole town had gathered down by the beach to see the sunset. It was a Friday night, and it definitely felt more like a weekend than the other nights. There were just so many people out enjoying the sunset and the scenery, and it felt like a celebration. So of course we had to have a photo shoot because the lighting was cooking. My girls weren't the only ones snapping photos against this majestic background. We saw lots of other girls taking selfies because look at this backdrop and this sunset. It's just gorgeous. Here are some of the results of our photo shoot. I decided that Kimberly needed a two-step lesson, so we had that, and then we went out to dinner at El Mercadito.
I'm so glad that's not me right now.
Lots of options here, but we finally decided on
Pokey.
Helena is still struggling a little bit with chopsticks, but good thing her sister is around to help her.
Helena threw a bean at me, and I threw it back at her, and then it fell in her shirt.
Oh, the kitty cat. Look at the cat.
Is there a bean in your shirt?
Maybe.
Then we headed to Chiquita's where they had live music. Remember what I said? I'm a sucker for live music. This guy was fantastic. Bartender told us that in a few hours this place transformed into a club. Okay, we'll come back and see.
Me llamo Helena.
Me llamo es Cordelia.
¿Cómo estás, Helena? ¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? You said?
¿Cómo estás, Helena? Is that wrong?
¿Cómo estás, Helena? How is Helena?
Me llamo, yes. Me too?
Okay, off to the clubs. First stop, Rumors. Then back to White Lotus. Somebody loves the camera. And then how about that? Chiquita's did fill up. They had a DJ and tons of people showed up. So yeah, it turned into a club. So we went surfing this morning and it was a lot of fun. And I hurt my toe. It might be broken. So you can't really see it here, but my toe is totally swollen. So we basically found a place on the beach after we went surfing and just camped out there for a while, which was fine because the pelicans were out and they were dive bombing for food and fish, and it was super fun to watch them. So it was all good. The good news is that despite the bigger waves due to the full moon, all three of us, even though it was our first time surfing, we all stood up on our boards thanks to Kevin at La Muda Surf School. So shout out to Kevin. We were getting hungry, so we turned around and right behind us was Namu, a beautiful located beachfront restaurant. So we just kept our bathing suits on and grabbed some snacks and some drinks.
We're having lunch and there's a visitor.
See, I like that one.
Why do you like that one?
Because he's less scary than the other one.
Why is the other one scary?
It's too bumpy. Look, it's coming. Hello.
It's coming straight for you, Helena. We got one. Two little visitors.
He's
Oh, he's good up the tree. Oh my gosh.
He's eating food. Parkour.
Parkour.
It's lunchtime, Mom, for us and for him.
That wasn't the only entertainment we had at lunch. There was also a fight that broke out, a lover's quarrel, it appeared, on the beach. So this was a very entertaining lunch. What do we say when we're ready to go, girls?
Listas.
What was it?
Listas.
We're gonna go check out a restaurant that is... We're gonna go check out a restaurant that is right next to our place. We're gonna time how long it takes to get there. We just left the complex, kind of. We're still walking out of the gate. I'm limping because of my toe, so it takes me a minute to get down the stairs. See if we can find this place. Oh, there it is. 30 seconds. Literally 30 seconds. Quick stop to get that Tamarindo wings photo I had been wanting all week. For once, we were a little bit early to the sunset party, so we had a few minutes to enjoy watching the dogs that were playing on the beach, and definitely the Saturday night crowd was much busier than the weeknight. What has been your favorite part of visiting Costa Rica?
The beach. That's good. Mine was the Rio Celeste Waterfall. I thought that was really pretty in the rainforest.
Yeah.
What about you, Mem?
Yeah.
My favorite part of our trip to Costa Rica is seeing my two girls enjoy spending time with each other.
Ah.
We're the two girls.
My actual favorite part of Costa Rica was seeing the sloth.
Hey vlog, this is the shout out to Tay Tay Go Cray Cray. Happy
Tay-Tay, go
birthday. I'm sorry I'm missing your birthday, but it's gonna be probably pretty lit. And you are seeing this later, so yeah.
Anyway, happy birthday, Taylor!
My eyes are bloodshot.
We just love taking in all of the sunset vibes and actually got a lot of invitations to events on Sunday, but alas, we were going to be leaving. This was our last night watching the horses, watching the 5:45 sunset, and here are some photos from that last sunset. Directly next door to where we were staying was an intriguing restaurant. It was 30 seconds away, as you saw earlier, I timed it, and so we passed it by every time we came home. We kept peeking in, and the landscaping was just beautiful, and the photos and reviews were really great, but there was never anybody in there. Okay, this is the coolest setting, and it looks like, we'll see how the food is, but there's no one here. We're here in the restaurant all by ourselves. We're the only ones here. I mean, look at this place. It's a tropical oasis. There are flamingos in the pool, and Helena and Cordelia are over at the table all by themselves. They're the only ones in the restaurant. Okay, but let's wait and see how the cocktails are.
Jalapeno is disgusting.
Oh my god.
This may be the best drink we've had.
I don't like that one at all. I don't like that one.
It's not this is delicious.
But do you like yours?
Yes.
Well, that's all that matters. You don't have to like ours. Okay, the drinks were good, but what about the food presentation? Amazing. Okay, camera eats first and then us. How does it taste?
I don't even know what that was, but it was awesome.
Even the plastic flamingo kept eyeing our food. It looked that good. 10 out of 10 recommendation. Definitely go here.
Okay, we did a really good job eating this stuff up.
Here's my toe. What do you think? Broken? It's all bruised and swollen.
Doing dishes, and I look out the window.
We hadn't seen many lizards during the whole trip, but on the last couple days, we seemed to see them everywhere. Here was one right outside our kitchen window. Here is another little lizard that was walking us out as we were carrying our luggage out to the shuttle to head back to the airport. How many animals did we see on our trip? 30 animals.
30 animals, at least.
Okay, let's go. Sloth, iguana, plus 28.
Figlet.
The airport and plane were not air conditioned, so I was super happy to have my portable fan. Thanks so much for watching and staying to the end. What did you think of our first time to Costa Rica? Have you been to Costa Rica? What did you do? What did you enjoy? And does this encourage you to maybe want to take your own first trip to Costa Rica if you haven't been yet? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And if you'd like to see my other trip that I took the two girls on to Mexico, you can watch this video next.